So I get asked pretty frequently, how do I get my team to trust me? And my response is, what are you doing every day that earns your team's trust? Trust isn't built during some fancy, cool speech. It isn't built because of the title you're given. It's really not built because you tell people they should trust you. Trust is built in the small moments. It's built when you keep your word, when you show up prepared, when you admit you're wrong, when you give credit instead of taking it, when you have the hard conversation, instead of running away from it and avoiding it, when you treat everyone with the same level of respect. None of those moments seem extraordinary on their own, but together they define your leadership. And the opposite is true too. The trust rarely just disappears overnight. It's usually lost in the small moments, one at a time. A promise you didn't keep, the conversation you avoided, a standard you enforced for one person but ignored for another, taking credit for someone else's work, failing to support your team when they needed you the most. Those moments add up just as quickly. So here's what I want leaders to remember, and it's people don't decide whether to trust you based on what you say. They decide based on the what they consistently experience. Your actions are always speaking louder than your intentions. That's why consistency is one of the greatest leadership qualities you can develop. Your team should know what to expect from you, not because you're predictable, but because your values don't change depending on the situation. When people know you'll be honest, fair, and respectful and consistent, trust will begin to grow. And when trust grows, communication improves, accountability becomes easier. People are more willing to share ideas. They're more likely, to ask for help. They're more willing to follow you through the difficult seasons, not because they have to, but because they want to. So the challenge for this is think about the last five interactions you had with your team. Did those moments build trust or did they kind of chip away at it? Leadership is not defined by one big moment, it's defined by hundreds of small ones. And every interaction is an opportunity to strengthen the trust your team places on you. Thanks for watching. This is another Hydelogix minute. Better thinking, better leaders, better futures.